New York is often called an urban jungle. But what is the last thing you think about when you walk through the streets of the city? Beekeeping, like here on this rooftop right next to the Brooklyn Bridge with an amazing view, one of the many locations where beekeeper Ennio Cote keeps his hives.
I've got hives on 4th and McDougal. I've got them on 14th and 2nd, 15th and 5th.
People have been keeping bees in New York for decades, but it wasn't until April last year that it became legal.
Urban beekeeping has grown exponentially since the ban on beekeeping was lifted, and that's good. The beekeepers can come out of hiding, they can join together, they can share their trials and tribulations, their successes and failures, and we can work together, and we do. There are something like 250 beehives in New York City right now.
Working with bees can be dangerous as well. The bees can get nervous if they feel threatened and want to protect their honey.
Woo! Angry.
And they have every reason to be, as Andrew sells the honey from his bees at the Union Square Market.
Our honey is different from what people would normally find in a supermarket. Ours has not been pasteurized, and ours is local.
Making honey is pretty simple for Andrew. The bees find their pollen and nectar in the many trees of New York. They then go back to their hives and make the honey. When opening up the hive, smoke is a very good way to calm them down. At home, Andrew extracts the honey through a centrifuge.
That's really yummy.
Honey is only one of the things beekeepers talk about at the meetings of their various societies in New York. They also talk about alternative ways of keeping bees. At the Added Value Community Farm in Red Hook, Brooklyn, a new type of beekeeping is taking place, the backwards beekeeping. Tim O'Neill is a young beekeeper and he's a strong believer in the benefits of the community farm. The Added Value program helps a local community to raise a lot of their own fruits and vegetables. Tim is currently working at NYU as a scientific research assistant. He's been beekeeping as a hobby since he was 13 back in Ohio, where he grew up.
The city is a great place to keep bees. There's a complete lack of structured agriculture, of monoculture, of big agriculture. So there are no pesticides being used on any of the crops or any of the plants in the city.
Tim is also part of the Backwards Beekeeping Association.
The idea is that we don't use any treatments in our hives. We don't use pesticides to kill mites. We don't treat with antifungals, antibiotics, organic acids, thymol, menthol to kill mites. We basically let the bees be bees.
Now the season is over. With winter on its way, the bees won't produce honey anymore.
Unbelievable that I got a harvest in the middle of October.
Andrew got lucky and can sell the last batch of New York honey to his customers. But he already closed up his hives around Manhattan, and we wait for spring to come and for the bees to go back to work. Liv Berry, NYFA News, New York. The Added Value program helps the local community to raise a lot of their own fruits and vegetables.